Yeah, it's G Creeper 56. Last time we were doing stuff and we almost got this vlog done. I had to do a new one.
We're pretty punctual on here, so we got about 3 minutes. We want to give people, we post the time, so we want to give everybody a chance to come down.
So the cone, the cannonball can land at that cone. 1 minute, okay.
I'll let you know. We'll pause it. Save your recording time.
So we're gonna go see the Earth Day stuff, do some other stuff.
See, that's field artillery. That shoots a pretty flat trajectory. This is mortar. This has high angle fire.
Who's blowing bubbles? Oh. No way, that's hilarious.
They would bring these real close to the fort where they couldn't be shot, and they would lob the balls right over the fort.
All right, go to the next one. I think they're getting ready to close in.
So they can close the sally port. It'll almost be worth the wait. 45 extra minutes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Fort Macon State Park on this cannon firing day on our fourth shot. After this, of course, we'll have one more. What we are getting ready to fire, we're getting ready to fire what you see over here that I'm pointing at, a 10-inch siege mortar. It was called a 10-inch siege mortar because they shot a 10-inch ball out of it. Mortars during this period were shot differently than the guns that you see up on top of the wall and this one here. These are line of sight artillery pieces. Basically, you see the enemy down there, you go ahead, look down the barrel, you try to look at those, aim and hit them. A mortar worked a little bit different. The enemy would be entrenched somewhere inside, let's say some breastworks or inside trenches and everything. You know, when you look out there, you can't really see them. So you're like, okay, we have to shoot a ball up top of the air and come down on top of them and try to get them that way. The mortar that you see here could hurl an 88-pound ball. What it was an 88-pound ball filled with 3 pounds of gunpowder and a wooden fuse that would be put inside of it. That could hurl that ball 2,100 yards in 21 seconds with 4 pounds of powders at 45 degrees elevation. And you're like, what is all that? Well, you'll see the drill today will be actually 1860s drill. The drill that I'll be explaining is what they did back at the time, except for 2 things, and I'll explain to you what that is. But let's go back to the ball now. We said there was a hollow ball, 10 inches. Marks on here. It's got large graduations and small graduations. This fuse happens to be 5 seconds per inch. One of the big reasons I know this is 5 seconds per inch, because on the top it says 5 seconds per inch. They actually labeled things that thing, folks. And then it has different ones. So if I wanted this fuse put in there and I did not want that ball to burst on top of those in the trenches at 2,100 yards, I wanted to rain shrapnel on top of them, I would have this cut down to a certain mark on here. So if I wanted 15 seconds, I would measure out 5 of these large marks. I would have it cut down. This would be driven inside the ball. When it's placing the ball inside the mortar, facing out, the fire would come around, ignite this thing, and as it would fly through the air in about 15 seconds, it would blow up. So it was still on the same trajectory. It would blow up at 1,500 yards, and it would rain down on top of the enemy. So this had a little thing. This was all done in the rear before it was brought up to the mortar. Now, around the mortar, you have 5 men. You have a gunner, and you have a 1 and 2 man at the front of the mortar that have different jobs, and a 3 and 4 man to the back of the mortar. Now, like I said, this is a pointing stake. We know the enemy is somewhere out that way at an undetermined amount of yards. Well, being in a fort, we know that they're there somewhere. So we can sit there and figure out the yardage and how many pounds of powder and what degree of elevation we need to put on a mortar. But again, just having a stake up there is pretty hard to point at that stake. So what the gunner's going to do is he's going to give the command, plant the pointing stakes. When he says plant pointing stakes, so 1 and 2 into the ground where the mortar or the gunner directs. Now notice he's got one stake pointing at the other stake. He says, okay, we're lining it up. He takes another stake, goes behind the mortar, and drives it in the ground where he wants it there. Now we have a series of stakes, one right after the other. The last stake, they'll go back behind the number 1's position and they'll drive that into the ground there. This is one of the implements that will be used to hold something called a wiping cloth, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So once everything's driven in, the 1 and 2 man will go back to their positions and put everything back into a basket. This is like, being at home. If you have a toolbox, you want all your tools to be in the same place. Here they used the wicker basket. It was very easy, economical. Everything was in there that the gunner needed to help aim this piece. The next command the gunner's going to do, he's got everything set out where he wants it. He's going to give the command, take implements. All right, he's going to hand out a gunner's haversack to the number 4 man. This is where the gunpowder is put when he brings it up to the mortar. He'll give another gunner's haversack will go on himself that has all the stuff that he needs to aim. He'll give another pouch to the number 3 man that is in the rear at my left. This might go to the rear to get the ball with the tongs. The number 1 man will get the wiper. He'll grab that and head towards the muzzle of the gun. The gunner will get a spoon scraper. He'll heave the mortar one way or the other, if need be. Remember, this mortar is more than a ton, so they'll have to do that. And once he's satisfied, he'll move the pointing cord. The gunner will wrap the pointing cord up, move it back to the front, and then he will go back to his basket and take something out called a gunner's square. Ready, the 1, 2, and 4 man will go to the back of the mortar to the right in a line to watch the line of sight. The number 3 man will take out the lanyard from the pouch. He'll fix a friction primer to it. He will put it inside the vent. The gunner will pick something up, a piece of wood. A piece of wood is not an original drill. This is something we use to deflect the primer down. That's why we don't want anybody behind the mortar, because if that primer could come out, it actually could go up over the wall. And it would be, somebody would be miserable if that primer was to find them. So once everything's centered, the number 3 man will step back, put some tension on the lanyard. I'm going to get out of the way.
You guys ready? Talking to my viewers.
The gunner will retire to the windward side. He'll look. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look up by the top and see if we get a thumbs up. We got a thumbs up, so we're ready to go. If everything works out right, that mortar ball will go up over the wall, past the stake, and hit the target. And that's how it's done.
Clap, 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 clap.
Like I said, folks, there is a lot that goes